Hi, welcome to our three-part video series where we're going to bust 3 myths about parenthood that we think every growing family should know. I'm Rochelle, and I'm going to take you through part 1 of this 3-part video series. Let's jump in and get started. Across all 3 days, we're going to bust these myths. 1, you don't need to prepare for parenthood. Spoiler alert, you do. Part 2 is going to be the myth that parenting all comes naturally. Some of it will, but other parts of it won't. And myth number 3, you don't need a village of support. The village might not feel like it's there, but it definitely is, and you definitely need it. Today's myth number 1, you don't need to prepare for parenthood, is the one that we are busting. In truth, preparation might feel optional, but research tells us prep classes have a positive impact on a number of things, including self-efficacy, which is your belief in yourself and your abilities as a parent, the relationship that you have with your child, how satisfied you are with being a parent, as well as mental health and well-being, and even things like parenting style. We've got you. You're in the right place if you recently became a parent or you're preparing to welcome a baby into your family. If you're eager to learn, even if you don't quite know where to start or what questions to ask. And 3, you want to expand your parenting village with peers and experts to guide and support you. This video might not be for you if you're committed to figuring it out as you go and would rather do it on your own. If science-backed data and information aren't a priority for you and maybe even turn you off, that's one of your values, that's okay. This just might not be the video for you. And 3, if starting a family is a distant goal or you're beyond early parenthood. If you're in one of those phases of life, we'd love to have you here. You just might not get as much out of this video as somebody who's actually in that phase of life right now. But we hope to have a lot more content to share with you in the phase of life that you're in coming soon. In today's video, you're going to learn 3 big lessons to bust that myth. 1, why childbirth education is not enough on its own. 2, why we recommend a holistic approach. And 3, why one day or one weekend isn't enough time to prepare. Heads up, make sure you watch all the way to the end of this video to get an exclusive opportunity to join our group coaching program at a price that isn't being shared anywhere else except right here in this video series. Let me tell you a little bit more about myself before we dive into those 3 lessons. I'm Rochelle. I'm the founder of From Pregnant to Parent. I'm also a certified birth and postpartum doula, an infant and toddler sleep coach, a birth and lactation educator, and I'm a certified parental leave coach. I'm also a mom to 2 boys, so I can relate to this experience of getting ready for parenthood and how overwhelming it can feel sometimes, and also how wonderful and enjoyable and rewarding it can be. Let me tell you a little bit more about my story. I discovered my passion for supporting families through this unique period of life when I had my first kid in 2018. Over the years, I've worn a few different hats in my career. I've been a volleyball coach, an assistant retail manager, and a change management consultant. And after I had my son, I decided to take all of those skills that I had from the various career roles that I've lived in, and I decided to combine those with my learnings and experiences as a mom to pursue this entirely different career path as the founder of From Pregnant to Parent. Here's what I realized through my own journey and getting started here. 1, there's no right way to do things when it comes to birth and parenting. That was a big one for me to figure out as a new parent. 2, every family's dynamics, needs, and goals are different. And to take that even further, the choices that someone else makes doesn't have any impact or any weight on the choices that I am making. It's okay for us to do things differently. And 3, evidence-based information, that science-backed information and active decision-making are empowering. Those 3 realizations are what ultimately drove me to create From Pregnant to Parent and are now part of our mission. Our team of expert coaches guides growing families through pregnancy and the first years of parenthood to reduce anxiety, to build your skills, and to increase self-efficacy, which again is that belief in yourself as a parent. I'm so excited to have 2 phenomenal coaches on my team with Christina and Emily, and you're going to get to know them a little bit more in this series. Christina is going to be here for part 2, and Emily will be on with you for part 3. Together, the three of us are here to help you take the yikes out of becoming a parent, whether that yikes is overwhelm or anxiety or fear or just feeling underprepared. We're driven by the idea that every family deserves compassionate, professional, and caring support during this transformative and challenging time in life. Here's a look at something that one of my clients had to say about what it was like to work with us. From the very beginning, Rochelle was warm, genuine, incredibly caring, and extremely knowledgeable. I was blown away by the level of support she provided, both in person and online. She consistently went above and beyond to answer our questions and to help us with the challenges we were facing. Rochelle not only guided us, but educated us, giving us the tools and the confidence to ultimately feel successful on our own. That was one of my postpartum clients who we had such a great experience working together. She turned into a sleep client. So wonderful to hear the words that she has to say about what it was like to work together. And you can have a similar testimonial and have similar words from working with us. I'm so glad that you're here today so that we can get started on working together and learning together. So let's jump back into this myth that we're here to bust today. Even though there's a million books, courses, social media accounts, and other resources out there, it's still totally normal to feel overwhelmed and underprepared as a new parent. With all those resources out there, why is that? Let's jump into lesson 1. Childbirth education is not enough, and many people aren't even doing that. We know from a study that Cedars-Sinai did done in Los Angeles. They looked at over 14,000 women who gave birth over a 3-year period. And they shared the results from that survey back in 2016. Of those more than 14,000 people, only 30% attended a birth class and only 12% had a birth plan. Maybe that number surprises you. Maybe it doesn't surprise you at all. But to me, it's surprising. And here's why. We know from those results that of those 30% who attended a birth class, their likelihood of a vaginal delivery increased by 25%. And those 12% that had a birth plan increased the likelihood of avoiding a C-section twofold. So the benefits are there, and we know those benefits weren't just for first-time parents either. So if you're having your second kid, your third kid, whatever kid you're having, taking that extra step to prepare is proven to be beneficial. And birth education really truly isn't enough if we're looking at the whole pie of this parenthood experience. If all we're doing is preparing for birth, then we're only preparing for less than 1% of those childhood years. Now, parenthood, of course, goes well beyond the adolescence years. We're parents for the rest of our life once we have a child. But if we're just looking at those 18 years when we're really doing hands-on parenting, pregnancy is 9 months, which is 4% of that journey. Birth, again, even if we're in a long labor, maybe let's say we've got a 3-day induction, it's still less than 1% of that whole journey. Infancy, the first year is 5%, early childhood, 27%, middle childhood, 37%, and then those adolescent years, 27%. So if all we're doing is preparing for birth, and we know there's huge benefits in that, what if we prepared for what came next too, at least for that next 5%, that first year of parenthood, maybe even that next 27% as well. Lesson 2, this is why we recommend a comprehensive approach for your preparation. Let's think about it. In a typical birth class, we're covering a number of things: stages of childbirth, coping techniques, the way your partner is supporting you, pain management, labor position, signs of labor. You can see on the screen a number of things, right? So that's even the best childbirth classes. It's a comprehensive class. You're learning a lot of information. And then maybe a portion of that is newborn care. So maybe we're touching on how to swaddle, maybe a little bit about that first bath, maybe some diapering skills. But again, this is just one small piece of the puzzle. So what we want to do is encourage you to learn about what comes after that, after you leave the hospital or after your midwife leaves your home birth, however you're delivering your baby. We want you to be prepared for things like child development, infant sleep, relationship changes, how to share the mental load. There's navigating parental leave, lactation basics, health and safety, perinatal mood and anxiety disorders, financial impacts, support systems, identity shifts, parenting styles. There's a lot more to think about when we take a step back and really think about what it means to prepare for this phase of life and prepare for parenthood. We get it. Life is busy. When you first find out you're pregnant, 9 months can feel like such a long time. And you think, oh, I've got plenty of time for this. But then you've got prenatal appointments, you've got social engagements, work responsibilities. Maybe there's home projects that you want to do, or at least some home organization. You want to set up your baby space, get that car seat, get it installed, find a pediatrician. All along the way, you're taking care of yourself too. And maybe there's even some other things that you have on your list. All of a sudden, before you know it, your pregnancy is coming to an end. And this is what we hear time and time and again from our clients is they get right up to that end and then, am I ready for this? And then we're scrambling, we're cramming. So let's jump right into lesson 3. Pregnancy lasts 9 months. So why condense all your learning into one day, which is what we see most often for childbirth classes, or one weekend for maybe some more extensive classes? Now, it's true, not all childbirth classes are one day or one weekend, and some definitely go into more detail and have more information than what we shared in our previous slide. We're talking about most birth classes here, at least most of the ones that we've seen. It's usually one day or one weekend and really focusing on birth with a small amount of newborn care. So why save that all for one class even though, right? Why wait when we have all 9 months to prepare? Saving all of your learning for the last few weeks of pregnancy is like cramming for finals after putting off the readings all semester. Now, maybe you were really good about this. I know I was not. I was definitely one of those people. I'd put off the readings. I'd, you do what I needed to do from a homework perspective, but I'd put off that studying until the last minute. I'd cram. I'd try to go back through and do the readings, skim the books, to figure out what I needed to know to take that test. And sure, it worked for taking that test, but a week, 2 weeks, a few months later, all that information went right out of my brain. When we look at it, we have 13 weeks of first trimester, another 14 weeks of second trimester. Then we've got our third trimester to round out that 40 to 42 weeks we know is the average length for a pregnancy birth. And then we can absolutely learn things as we're going in the fourth trimester and beyond. What if we took more advantage of that 40 weeks? Here's what we know about adult learners. We need an understanding of why we need to learn something. I get it. You might not be driven to take extra classes and to prepare more if you don't understand why you need to know this. 2, we need time to absorb the information. We've got 9 months, so let's take advantage of it. We need smaller chunks of content. We need it broken up into regular breaks. And then we need hands-on experience to apply those learnings. And even better, if we have role models, mentors, and community, having those things in our corner helps us learn best. So what does this look like then? Now you know why you want to take more time to prepare than just one day or one weekend, and you know you want to learn more than a childbirth education class. Well, let's create our own roadmap to parenthood. Step 1, make a list of all the things you want to learn about. And you can go rewind back a little bit, pause on that slide that we were on, and you can use that as your starting point. Make a list of all the different things you want to learn about. Maybe you want to learn about all those things. Maybe it's a portion of those things. This list is going to be unique to you. Step 2, prioritize that list by what matters to you. That way, if you do run out of time, then you at least can start with the things that are the highest priority to you. Step 3, estimate how much time you have until your baby arrives, and then take that time frame plus your list and create a plan for learning and for your to-do list. This is your roadmap to parenthood. So let's say, for instance, you want to take a class, do the nursery, and get the car seat and install it. And you've got 3 months left. So you maybe look at your list and you go, okay, I want to do one thing a month for the next 3 months. Now, that's a really simplified example of this, but that gives you an idea of how this might work. You might not get everything on your roadmap done before your baby comes. After all, birth is wildly unpredictable, and we just don't know when your baby's going to make their debut. However, If you just take the time to think through the things that you want to get done, prioritize those things, and then just take it one day at a time, just doing those things can go a long way towards setting you up for success so that you can get to birth and into parenthood feeling just a little bit more prepared. If you want our help with this, we have something really exciting to share with you. Remember that special offer and that exclusive discount that we mentioned at the beginning of this call? Let me tell you more about our group coaching. We are launching this brand new offering from pregnant to parent group coaching. And the idea here is that we want to help you prepare for every stage of this transition into parenthood with our unique combination of reliable education, expert guidance, and a caring community of support. No more overwhelm as you try to figure out what you need to know, what resources you can trust, and where to find that information. No more cramming it all into one day or one long weekend and hoping you retain even half the information you just learned. And no more learning with people that you may or may not ever talk to again. We want to set you up for success. We want you to set yourself up for success by learning from knowledgeable experts with a community of support that doesn't disappear after your baby arrives. We talked a lot about preparing for parenthood today, but we actually have a group for all three phases. So we've got preparing for parenthood, a 12-week experience that's designed to help you prepare with the essential skills and knowledge that you need to feel confident and prepared for the arrival of your little one. And then we've got two more groups. The first 12 weeks, which is designed to help you through those ups and downs of the newborn phase. And our third group, beyond the fourth trimester, which is designed to equip you with the tools and the resources that you need to create a supportive, fulfilling, and joyful family life without losing yourself. Our signature process combines education, coaching, and community, which is something that we don't always see. We see educational classes, or we maybe see coaching offerings out there, and we definitely see mom groups, parent groups, dad groups, these community opportunities, but we don't often see something that combines all three, which is something that we think is really important to help you succeed and thrive as a new parent. So we combine all three in our groups. For this first launch, I'll be leading the Preparing for Parenthood group. So we're going to take a closer look at that. In video 2, Christina's going to take you into a closer look at that first 12-week group. And in video 3, Emily is going to give you an exclusive look at the beyond the fourth trimester group so that you can get an idea of what's included in all groups. Preparing for Parenthood, we're going to cover, these are our 6 sessions that we'll cover over 12 weeks. So we'll meet every other week for 12 weeks. Session 1 will cover riding the emotional roller coaster of pregnancy. We get it. You're up, you're down. There's all kinds of different feelings that you're experiencing. And we're going to talk about that. Not only what it is and why it's happening and what you may be experiencing, but how to better navigate that and how to make it just feel better as you're going through this pregnancy, and just validate each other's experiences and give you a space to talk about it. Session 2, we're going to help you get prepared and actually build that roadmap for what's to come. Exactly what we were talking about earlier today. We're going to do it together and go a little bit deeper into talking about the different components of that, so that you can walk away with a really nice, robust roadmap to parenthood that you feel good about. And session 3, fully supported, we are going to help you prepare your parenting village. So figure out who's in it, how to set expectations with them, how to set you and your village all up for success. Session 4, we'll dive into preparing for birth, coping strategies, advocacy, and we'll do some of that childbirth education. Session 5, preparing for baby, we'll go into newborn care details and also help you set realistic expectations to set you up for success. And our last session, session 6, will be looking ahead. We'll talk about recovery, sleep, not just your baby's, but yours too, and how to take care of you. A lot of people will be focused on taking care of that baby. You'll be focused on taking care of that baby. So we want to make sure that somebody's focused on taking care of you. Here's what another one of my clients had to say about working with me. She was extremely personable, professional, and knowledgeable. She was also unbiased when it came to birth preferences. It made us feel empowered as soon-to-be parents. After the class, my husband and I felt confident in how to ask questions, how to reach informed consent, and how to have a satisfying labor and delivery experience. We would 100% recommend Rochelle to any expecting or postpartum parents. it's just so awesome to hear that that's how people are walking away with, because that's how we want every single one of you to walk away with after we go through these things. I want you to feel confident in how to ask questions. I want you to feel confident in how to reach informed consent, how to have a satisfying labor and delivery experience. So come join us. And with this launch, again, we mentioned some bonuses and some exclusive discounts. So in this launch, our bonus offer for anyone who signs up is 3 months of free access to the village. This is our online community. By joining in here, getting this, you'll 3 free months while you're going through a group experience, which is going to save you over $100. We've got a community feed. We've got monthly webinars. We've got free resources, all things to just help you go deeper. And like our groups, it's a space for learning, coaching, and connection. Now, here's that exclusive discount we were talking about that's only being offered to people who are watching this video, people like you. Our early bird pricing and early access. Right now, the only people who know that the card is open for this is anyone who's watching this video and anyone that you decide to share it with. So if you want to help get someone in on this experience, all you have to do is send this video along to them. They can come join too. So as a special thanks to you for being here, watching this video, you have the opportunity to get $100 off. Those prices are going up on March 24th. So jump in, do it now. And keep in mind, we have limited class sizes. We keep them small, 10 people or less, so that we can keep them intimate and make sure everybody gets what they need. So jump in, take advantage while we've got spaces, so that you don't miss out. Our regular price is $800, and we do have payment plans. You can do a 2-month payment, or you can do a 3-month payment. However you decide to pay, what you're getting is those regular meetings, those 6 biweekly groups sessions. They're 90 minutes each. They'll be on the same day, the same time, every single meetup, same day, same time. And you'll have the expert guidance of one of our certified coaches. All 3 of us worked so hard. We carry a number of certifications so that you can trust that the information that you're getting is credible, it's trustworthy, we know what we're talking about. We've been doing this for years, and we want to help you. And of course, that bonus 3 months of access to the village. But today, right, you get that discount. So sign up for either $700 per phase, or if you're preparing right now and you know you want to be with us through all 3 phases, you have the opportunity to join for $2,100, which is $300 off. And it secures your spot in all 3 phases. You don't have to worry about, is there going to be room for me? And by the time that I get to phase 2, by the time I get to phase 3, is there going to be room for me in a group? Nope. Sign up for all 3 today and we got you. We're so convinced that you're going to be blown away by our coaching program that we'll give you your money back if we don't meet your expectations. All you have to do is ask for a refund within 24 hours of that very first group session, and we'll grant it. No questions asked, no hoops to jump through. So what do you say? Are you going to wing it and try to figure it all out as you go, hope for the best as you navigate the journey ahead? Or are you going to join us, build your community, expand your skill set, and gain a better understanding of what to expect? If you're in, here's what to do. Go to frompregnanttoparent.com/earlybird, just like we see on the screen. Sign up for the group that best aligns with your current phase. So if you're pregnant right now, if you're getting ready to welcome a baby into your family, you're in the preparing for parenthood phase. If your baby's already here, you're in the newborn phase, go jump in that group. And if your baby's a little bit older, maybe you're getting ready to go back to work, or you're trying to figure out what's next, that beyond the 4th trimester group is the one for you. You'll pick that group, you'll get signed up, we'll send a confirmation to your email with all your group details, and you get to join your first group session next week. We're kicking off right away, so you don't have to wait. If you're not quite ready to join, we've got a live Q&A call on Sunday, so you can join us, you can ask more questions about this coaching experience, or just any questions that you have about navigating this unique phase of life. Here's the details right there. We can email them to you as well, but Sunday, March 26th, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern, we'll be there on Zoom. We'd love to have you join us. The only bummer is if you wait until Sunday, you won't get to take advantage of that early bird pricing, but that's okay. Payment plans will still be available. I'm so grateful that I got to spend this time with you. Thanks for listening. I hope that you got something great out of this that you can go turn around and apply, maybe even go build that roadmap to parenthood right now. Keep an eye on your inbox for that link to join Sunday's Q&A call. And if you have any questions at all, you can send us an email at hello@frompregnanttoparent.com, or you can find us on social media. We're from pregnant to parent on most social media platforms. All right. Thanks for being here. And hopefully I'll get to see you in a group.